In a country with such strong division in both political ideologies and such strong racial tension, sports have played a vital role in helping people of different backgrounds come together and forget their differences. We live in a country where football and basketball dominate the mainstream sports landscape. We devote our entire weekends in the fall to football, whether through participation or viewership. We do the same for basketball in the winter, but since the lockdown forced everyone inside, things have changed. There aren't any fans in the stands this fall, and games get canceled every weekend. Perhaps the biggest change is the country's shift in focus to esports. With not much to do physically, video games have become the next frontier to try to create unity and a community. And just like our country, while some things have changed, others have remained the same. Some agree with the action to play Sarah Fuller. Others did not. Esports are no different. While esports has continued to grow, so has the gender gap within the professional gaming community. From college to the professional level, it has been very hard for women to find positions inside the professional gaming community. If women are seen at a major gaming level, they are seen mainly as streamers and only talked about for their sexual appeal, not their skill. This is why organizations such as FTW, or For the Women, were created, to create a community for women to showcase their talents and be able to prove they can compete with anyone. Paige Cook and I sat down with Lindsay Driscoll and Meredith to discuss how their organization works to promote women in the gaming community.
Promoting equality, I would really like to see more equality in Valorant, just because it's such a new game to the scene, and the scene really hasn't been Riot has had the Ignition series, which is great, but there isn't an established league with a season yet, right? There's still, I think if there's a chance, I don't know if you watched the FTW tournament, but Magical is probably one of the best one of the best teams out there. I'm pretty sure they could maybe take on the likes of Gen G or Envy. But I think to see if they're able to make a splash in Valorant, it's huge for the space, it's huge for the game, and it's huge for women in gaming.
Valorant has been the perfect platform for us to start with our all-women tournaments because it's so new and because we work with the Galorants, which is an amazing female Galorant community. So they're there and they're hungry to play and they're hungry to be established. But I think working with these newer games that are kind of just making it to the scene to get as many women in there as possible when it's first starting is super important and has been really successful for us so far. Obviously, there's some games that have such established communities and are known to have very toxic male-dominated communities, but the more female representation we get in these newer games, those games are going to become outdated if they don't get along with the times. So,
no matter how the sporting landscape will change in the future, esports should be the ultimate experience where anybody can come and you can join together. These are simple games where all you need is a console or a computer. There are no debates about physical limitations by either side. There is nothing you can't do. This is a community where you can come together. All you need is a game, a controller, and the internet.